Okay, so these dystopian vending machines, and there's that word again, but I really can't think of a better descriptor. But these dystopian vending machines aim to tackle shoplifting as well as replace every single minimum wage worker asking for $30 per hour. What is up? My name is Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back. This, of course, is the epicenter for all of your current and captivating coastal elite chaos. So please hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a comment or two, share this with a friend. Let's go. This is kind of a follow-up from my last video about the nonstop crime stories in the Bay Area, but it appears as though the big blue cities are now counting on robots to help them slow down the crime. Okay, I guess so. I guess that's better than a limp-wristed cop who's going to bow to the mob, literally bend the knee, be afraid of being called racist, and take orders from corrupt politicians. And I never really understood why the angry race-baiting mob members, which I do believe is actually hemorrhaging believers, but I never understood why they hated cops so much. It's like they work for you. They literally protect you from the hateful rhetoric of a 65-year-old woman with a mini American flag. But these cities have cultivated this reputation of being absolute lawless dystopian hellscapes, and they figure what better way to fix that than bring in more robots. From NBC Bay Area innovator stops shoplifting, gives shoppers power to open padlocked shelves.
Recently, we showed you how a pioneering North Bay grocery store is using artificial intelligence to catch shoplifters. But that's not the only local tech aimed at stopping non-stop stealing.
Yeah, a Bay Area innovation is poised to change the look of stores everywhere. Tonight, consumer investigator Chris Kimura shows us how a new technology solution might simultaneously scare off thieves and welcome back shoppers like you.
I mean, imagine that. Imagine your reputation being so bad that you have to welcome shoppers back at grocery stores, a place that you literally have to go. Well, I guess you don't have to go there anymore. You can buy everything you need off Amazon, but thieves are likely to steal that stuff from your front porch or perhaps from the truck itself, so pick your poison, I suppose.
Because this is still happening lots of stores now lock up lots of merchandise.
You have to ask for someone to open the case just for toothpaste. I said, you're kidding me.
That really has to be an indicator of something is wrong here.
Veteran loss prevention expert David Johnston studies theft trends for the National Retail Federation.
Retailers don't want to lock up the merchandise. They know that it is an inconvenience for the shoppers.
These barriers in stores make it tougher to steal and shop.
Customer service needed in aisle 18.
What's happening today isn't solving the problem.
Like a lot of us, David Ashforth wanted to buy an item at a drugstore that was locked up.
I had to find someone with a key, and it was at that moment really when the light bulb went off.
David is no ordinary shopper. Here in Sebastopol, he heads a company called Digital Media Vending International. Its machines are everywhere, in places like hotels and airports, stocked with electronics or toiletries that maybe you forgot to pack. So when this vending machine guru went to the store and encountered merchandise that a worker had to unlock, he saw an opportunity to redesign stores.
And I thought,
okay, so these dystopian vending machines, and there's that word again, but I really can't think of a better descriptor. But these dystopian vending machines aim to tackle shoplifting as well as replace every single minimum wage worker asking for $30 per hour.
My machine could fit like right here, and then I wouldn't have to find a manager with a key anymore.
David's company is inventing new shelving for stores.
This one we're just setting up to test.
Basically a huge modular vending machine that can replace an entire aisle.
In this case, we've got 7 modules, which makes it about 26.5 foot wide.
David's team calls this an automated retailer. Merchandise is stocked safely behind glass to stop thieves. At the same time, Honest shoppers get self-service access that's faster than waiting for a manager.
The machine will deliver their products to them in real time, instantly.
David showed us how it works.
So this robot is specifically designed for wine and champagne bottles.
You pay in advance online or at an in-store kiosk.
It prints you a receipt or it gives you a pickup code.
Punch it in. Then a robot activates. Within 15 seconds or so, it fetches your item and delivers your merchandise. No waiting. No stealing. And yes, because today's most brazen thieves smash and grab, David told me some clients are curious about customizing machines with essentially bulletproof glass. I asked David what message he's sending would-be thieves.
What's the message? I mean, I think, it's over.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's over. So the creator of the vending machines, who I think we can assume isn't even American because of his accent, neither here nor there, but he says it's over, basically acknowledging that the criminals have largely been in charge for a handful of years now. The San Francisco DA said the same thing. Oh, we're going to change the culture. We're changing the culture on shoplifting.
We have now turned the corner on the culture here in San Francisco with respect to retail theft. And as the district attorney, I have made it clear that we will prosecute those who commit theft in our city. No longer can we view retail theft as a low-level crime. No.
Yeah, okay, so you let it get so bad, you pretended we were all living in a utopia. Politicians were asking for money at every single turn, trying to tax the air you breathe, creating crazy rules, and just in general shaking down residents from a Zoom meeting in their ivory tower, or perhaps more accurately, from the French Laundry. But that's all over now. We're changing. Look at these robots we built to keep you guys in check. What an absolute mess this entire thing has become.
Yeah, it's over, yeah.
These modular machines can cost tens of thousands of dollars each, but stores are losing even bigger money to theft. The National Retail Federation's newest data shows stores' losses jumped from $94 billion in 2021 to $112 billion in 2022. The Federation surveyed 177 brands. More than half say they're now boosting security budgets.
Well, don't worry though. They have insurance. It doesn't matter that regular people aren't going to be able to get the quick and easy things they need from the drugstore at the corner. They have insurance, so we're going to smash and grab all of this.
Retailers are asking for the help. They're looking for new and innovative ideas, and they're looking at technology to help prevent the theft.
DMV, I can't share names, but it did tell me there are stores you and I both know that are very interested in buying those machines, perhaps nationally.
There's about 44 that we're speaking with right now, which is a lot of conversations.
Other companies make vending machines too, but David says his team's the only one targeting theft large scale. So will the store of tomorrow put everything behind glass? And will stores have to limit your choices? David doesn't think so. He estimates just 10% of items make up 80% of what crooks steal. That 10% will be stocked on robotic shelves. The rest will stay on traditional aisles.
In a big retail store, you maybe have 50 aisles. Maybe between 1 and 5 of those will be automated.
Inside his warehouse, David showed me a prototype wrapped up and ready to ship. It'll land for beta testing at a large chain store with hundreds of locations.
This particular retailer wants to move very quickly and make a decision to solve that problem.
How quickly will stores change? David expects just a few months until you see self-service shelves stopping thieves and serving shoppers like you.
This technology is coming to stores near you.
So they're telling us right there it's only going to be a couple months before you see these vending machine theft deterrent robots all over. And the loss prevention guy there said that retailers are asking for help. Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they were asking for help for several years. And the regime, the political establishment, did absolutely nothing. They didn't move a muscle. So a good portion of the Bay Area retailers left, and the ones that didn't are now under lock and key and or being manned by robots. And it's only a matter of time before those very same robots start asking for tips. And then the vending machine developer guy says only 10% of the merch will be behind bulletproof glass. The rest will be on regular shelves. Okay, we'll see about that. We know how this movie ends. Anything that is not nailed down will be stolen, and some of the things that are nailed down will also be stolen. Eventually, somebody's going to drive a stolen car into one of those robot vending machines, get away with absolutely nothing, but he will have successfully caused thousands of dollars worth of damage. So still a W for the criminal element. Here's another story about dystopian crime prevention robots from Pix 11 only a few weeks earlier.
The city is leasing the robot. The mayor puts the price tag at $9 an hour, payable when it rolls, which is going to be in the next few days, midnight to the 6 a.m. shift. It needs wide open spaces. They'll be testing it there, a lot of areas to move around. They say it will record video. It will not record audio. It will not activate facial recognition.
Okay, so $9 an hour, is that them justifying the cost of the robot? Because it's pretty clear they're not going to be paying a robot an hourly wage. And of course, eventually, this one will ask for tips too.
A robot barista at Stone Ridge. Okay, not unusual in itself, right? But it's the question the robot asks you after it makes your coffee. How much tip do you want to give me? What? Robot wants a tip?
See the blue and white, read the words. You immediately know NYPD is on the beat. But this foot patrol is a robot on wheels. It's called K5, getting ready for the first official deployment. There's a greeting.
In case you're wondering, I'm the security robot. Nice to see you here.
Riders will see the robot in Times Square soon, around the mezzanine by the 123 trains. It will not be tested for now on platforms. For the first tours of duty, a human officer will be a partner. NYPD Transit Chief Michael Kemper calls it another resource tool for officers and the public.
If anyone needs help, it's at a help button also. So if someone needs help, they push a button. It's immediate access to any sort of help they may need. And it's got multiple cameras affixed to it.
Immediate access to any sort of help they may need? I'm going to press X to doubt. You're literally replacing real cops with a robot, so I don't think the real cops are going to be that close by, but I could be wrong.
So if something does happen in that station, it will be captured on video.
They lined up for the media briefing and introductions Friday morning. Next to the robot, that's Mayor Adams, who is a former transit cop. They say the robot will add more eyes and ears to the area.
Real value with video surveillance.
And we'll see them on trains is the next step.
Yeah, and that's the plan. And, there are trains outfitted with cameras already. There are some, but there are, real plans on expanding that. You can never have enough cameras. The value with cameras, both as a deterrent to crime, people thinking of even doing a crime, knowing they're going to be captured on video, and then the investigative value it offers us.
The city, state, and MTA have been installing more cameras throughout the system. More police officers have been assigned to transit deployments since the winter of 2022. Is it having an impact?
It is, and it's having an impact with a crime reduction and ridership.
We obviously have a lot of work to do, but there's great momentum.
That is MTA New York City Transit President Rich Davey. He said a couple times this week the record was passed, more than 4 million swipes on the subway. Crime underground is going down, although everyone's watching the number of assaults. The perception of crime and safety is also something. Officials hope the robot and more cameras will help with that. At the 96th Street Q train station, Greg Mocker, Pix 11 News.
Okay, so it really gets no darker than that. No, that's not true. There are some darker things than this. Maybe like a former NBA champion sacrificing his child to the alphabet mob. But that, of course, is a different story. And there's a couple of things here. So apparently the robot is only going to be on the mezzanine, not on the platforms for now, which makes perfect sense because it seems like it wouldn't take long before somebody eventually pushed the robot onto the tracks. Then you're going to have a real problem on your hands. And if you think that somebody who is willing to push a person in front of the tracks is going to hesitate to push a robot onto the tracks, I think you'd be mistaken. And he also mentions that the robot will be a resource tool, which of course is interesting, kind of like a wall could be considered a resource tool. And he also mentions, oh, you can never have enough cameras. I mean, the whole entire city is already a police state, so let's add a couple more cameras and a robot. That should do the trick. They don't even mention cashless bail or Soros DAs. The same thing is happening in San Francisco. Car break-ins through the roof. So what do? They put up a couple signs. They don't ever actually talk about the root causes, as they like to say, because that would be considered racist. So shout out the Q Train. That was my line to and from work for some years. But he says that the robot will also help the perception of crime because everybody knows how awful the subway system is. But this robot might help us gaslight you into believing that it's not that bad. It's all in your head. Don't be a Karen.